Sometimes love doesn't disappear all at once. It fades slowly, like a candle burning out, quietly, without anyone noticing at first. You wake up one morning and realize that the woman who used to laugh at your jokes now just smiles politely. The one who used to reach for your hand now keeps her arms folded. The silence between you isn't peaceful anymore. It's heavy. And then, little by little, she starts saying things that sound ordinary, harmless even, but they mean everything. It starts with, "Do whatever you want." Once, those words meant freedom, trust, but now they carry indifference. She's no longer curious about what you'll do or how you'll spend your time. It doesn't matter to her anymore. She's stopped investing emotionally in your choices because somewhere deep inside, she's already detached from the outcome. Love makes people care. When love fades, caring does too. Then comes, "I'm tired." And maybe she is tired, but not from lack of sleep. It's the kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix. She's tired of trying to explain herself, tired of repeating the same conversations, tired of feeling unseen. Her exhaustion is emotional, spiritual even. You see it in her eyes when she looks at you, not with anger, but with emptiness, the kind of emptiness that says, "I've given all I could." You might ask her what's wrong, and she'll just say, "It doesn't matter anymore." Those words should scare you, because when something no longer matters, it means she's stopped hoping for change. She's no longer fighting for the relationship. She's accepted things as they are, and acceptance can sometimes be the quietest form of goodbye. Then there's that distant line. You wouldn't understand. Once, you were her confidant. She used to tell you everything, her fears, her dreams, her frustrations. Now, she's built walls where trust used to live. When she says you wouldn't understand, what she really means is, "I don't feel safe opening up anymore." Emotional intimacy, gone. The connection that once came naturally now feels forced, and she'd rather keep her thoughts to herself than risk another argument or disappointment. You might hear her say, "I need some space." It sounds reasonable, even mature. Everyone needs space, right? But the kind of space she's asking for isn't just time alone. It's emotional distance. It's the space to breathe without feeling watched, to think without feeling obligated, to imagine a life that might not include you. Love once pulled her closer. Now, she feels relief when she's apart. That's not space. That's escape. Another phrase slips in during arguments. "You're overreacting." It's dismissive. Once, she might have comforted you, tried to understand what made you upset. Now, she minimizes your feelings. She's emotionally checked out. She doesn't want to deal with conflict anymore because she doesn't see the point. Arguing means there's still passion, still a spark worth saving. But when she says you're overreacting, what she really means is, "I don't care enough to fight for this." Then you hear, "You never change." There's resentment behind those words, years of built-up disappointment. She's lost faith in your ability to grow or meet her halfway. The effort she once poured into helping you understand her needs has turned into quiet bitterness. She's already rewriting the story in her mind, one where she's tried everything, and you're the reason it didn't work. Those words don't come from anger, they come from giving up. "I'm fine." Those two words might be the biggest lie in the relationship. You know she's not fine. Her eyes look distant, her voice flat, but she doesn't want to talk about it. "I'm fine" means she's protecting herself from another painful conversation that won't lead anywhere. It's emotional self-defense, and each time she says it, a piece of the connection dies, because love can survive mistakes, but it struggles to survive silence. Sometimes she says, "I don't have time for this." She's too busy, too tired, too distracted. But the truth is, love always makes time. When someone says they don't have time, it means they've stopped prioritizing you. You used to be her first thought. Now you're just another item on her list, a task she'll get to when she feels like it. The time that once belonged to you has been reclaimed for herself. Then, one day she says, "We're just different people now." And in a way, she's right. Time changes people. But what she's really saying is, "We've grown apart, and I've stopped trying to grow with you." That's one of the hardest truths to face. Not that love died suddenly, but that it faded quietly while both of you were busy being someone else. Later, she whispers, "I don't know what I want anymore." It sounds uncertain, but it's often the first step toward walking away. What she really means is, "I know what I don't want." And it might be this. She's questioning her happiness, her identity, her place in the relationship. That confusion is a warning sign, because once a person starts imagining life without you, they're already halfway out the door. Eventually, the words come that feel like a punch to the chest. "You don't make me happy." It's blunt, raw, and final. For years, she might have tried to convince herself otherwise, holding on to memories of how things used to be. But now, she's stopped pretending. Happiness is the measure of love for many people. When she stops feeling joy in your presence, she starts associating you with pain instead. And once love turns into pain, it rarely turns back. And then, maybe one evening when the house is quiet, she says softly, "I miss how things used to be." That one hurts the most, because it means she still remembers the good days. The laughter, the late-night talks, the small moments of tenderness. But nostalgia isn't love. Missing what was doesn't mean she wants to rebuild what is. It means she's already mourning the relationship like something that's gone. By now, her voice has changed. The tone, the energy, the warmth, all different. The same sentences that once carried love now sound empty. She talks to you, but not with you. You share the same space, but not the same world. And if you listen closely, you'll realize that love doesn't always leave in a storm. Sometimes it walks away quietly, one sentence at a time. When a wife stops loving her husband, it's not always because of one big betrayal or argument. Sometimes it's death by 1,000 small wounds, unspoken words, unmet needs, unnoticed moments. It's when "good morning" turns into silence. When "I love you" becomes "take care." When shared dreams turn into separate plans. But here's the painful truth. Love doesn't disappear without reason. It fades when connection fades. It fades when attention turns into neglect, when affection turns into obligation, when partnership turns into routine. And while it's easy to blame her for changing, sometimes she didn't want to. She just couldn't stay the same in a place where she felt invisible. So if you start hearing these sentences, don't ignore them. They're not casual comments. They're quiet cries from a heart that's running out of reasons to stay. Listen before it's too late. Ask not to defend yourself, but to understand. Because love doesn't vanish overnight. It asks for help, softly at first. And if no one listens, it learns to stop asking. Maybe she still loves you somewhere deep down, but she's buried that love under disappointment and silence. Maybe she's waiting for you to notice the distance and pull her back in, not with promises, but with effort, with presence, with change. Because when love starts to fade, the only thing that can bring it back is truth. And if you're the one hearing these words now, do whatever you want. I'm tired. It doesn't matter anymore. Don't just hear them. Feel what's behind them. There's still time to rebuild if you're willing to face what broke. But if you keep pretending nothing's wrong, one day you'll wake up and realize she's gone. Not just physically, but emotionally, long before she ever packed her bags. Love ends quietly. It doesn't always slam the door. Sometimes it whispers goodbye through the most ordinary sentences. So listen, not just to what she says, but to what she no longer says. Because the saddest sound in a marriage isn't shouting or arguing, it's silence where love used to be.